Kamusta po sa lahat? My name is Dian, and today I'm making one of my favorite Filipino food, Menudo, which is one of the most common pork stew dish that is usually eaten with rice or bread. Hope you all like it and enjoy! Ngayon, kailangan natin ng mga mahalagang sangkap. Isang pulat berdeng paminta, isang carrots, 2 patatas at isang kamatis, isang sibuyas, isang bawang, and let's not forget, pepper, bay leaves, tomato sauce, salt, meat, Mama Tita's menudo, and cooking oil. In the middle of cooking, my grandma forgot to mention about adding soy sauce, preferably lower salt, and Knorr's liquid seasoning. The Knorr isn't a must-have for the dish, but just to add more flavor. One important fact is that menudo usually uses 3 other ingredients, which is raisins, red hot dog, and liver, but my family has a different variation of how menudo is made, and also we don't really eat liver in the house. I also heard that some people use Filipino spaghetti sauce as an alternative for tomato sauce, which I don't find a problem with. The sauce will just taste a bit sweeter. First, we cut the vegetables into cubes, starting with the red and green pepper. It's always best to cut them in the same size as much as possible. Well, let me be an example of what you shouldn't do, but my grandma said it's okay since I'm still a beginner at making menudo. She's also my supervisor when cutting the vegetables because she's worried about me hurting myself, which is always a must to have someone with you when you're not used to cooking. Make sure to peel the potatoes as much as you can. It's fine to leave some circular parts as long as the majority of it is peeled. When cutting the potatoes, I always keep them in a bowl or a cup full of water after to prevent them from browning. Also, it's very important when cutting and cooking in the kitchen, unlike this person, that you always have your hair up. Mabuti lang na hindi ako pinagalitan ng lola ko. Then, cut the rest of your vegetables into cubes. Always use a pot to cook the menudo because the dish does have sauce, and the size of the container matters depending on the portion of your ingredients. Once the pot is hot enough, start putting in the onion, continue stirring, and wait until it whitens to add the garlic next. Then add the tomatoes, mix it with the rest of the vegetables, then mash it occasionally with a spoon or a spatula until it softens and releases its juice. Then add the sliced pork meat and stir fry for about 30 seconds until you see some parts that are browning. The next step is the waiting. Have the pot at medium heat and wait for about 10 to 15 minutes. Always check it occasionally and see if the liquid starts rising. The bay leaves are mostly used to make the food smell really nice, and I usually take them out before eating. Finally, the tasting! My family is very camera shy, so I was the first taster. And although the camera didn't catch what I was saying, I tried to resist myself not getting a lot because my family wanted to try it out too. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I was really excited to try this dish because menudo has always been one of my favorite Filipino dish besides leche kawale and pork sisig, and I've been craving it for weeks. It's honestly one of my top 10 home cooked meals because it reminded me so much of home, and the taste has always been superb. The dish was easier than I imagined, although I did make mistakes in cutting the vegetables properly, but it's a learning process that I'm willing to cook in the future. As a Filipino compared to other dishes, it's more of a biased view because I did grow up with this, and the taste is all about sweet, sour, and salty, and although a bit oily, I honestly love it. My family also liked it because the next day I was so excited to try this for breakfast, and then when I went to the fridge, there's only a small portion of it. But I highly recommend everyone to try it. It's honestly a 9,000 over 10. Thank you guys all for watching.